Encased. Let's make sure we got everything worked out. Hold on. There we go. Alright, I think it's starting. Let's check the sound one more time. Ooh, yeah, there we go. Okay. You may have heard me twice. Alright, so now we're going to go right back into it. I'm not going to do too much of an introduction. We're just going to go right back into it. We already scanned that, the broken relic. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and turn on all the power. We're going to try to turn on all the power first, because that should just turn on the lights. From my understanding. At least, okay, the briefcase is locked hastily, but there are no relics and briefcases are untouched. Looks like Harbor simply didn't have enough time to finish the job.
Power circuit already on. No reboot required.
Oh, we already turned that one on. Never mind. We already looted a lot of stuff. How about this? Do we loot that? I think we couldn't break this one, could we? Yeah, we couldn't break this one. Ooh, do we already check the medical notes? Just in case I'm gonna check again. Yeah, we already checked the medical notes. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Alright. Let's go over this way. Got a bunch of people standing dazedly outside, but I don't want to go out there until I turn the lights on. Let's see how I don't feel like that would be the smartest thing to do.
Warning. Lighting disabled in excavation zone. Remaining in the area is hazardous. Please reboot 3 power circuits.
Okay.
And restore power supply.
Do we reboot all the? Do we reboot all of them?
Warning.
Nope.
Lighting.
We have another one that we need to reboot. Ah, here we go. Terminal 3. We need to turn it on here. Where's the excavation terminal? There we go. Let's turn on the lights. Let's flash everybody. Let's flash everybody with some flood lamps.
Enabling lighting in the excavation zone. Warning.
Whoop.
Damage to power system detected. Start the emergency generator.
And maybe I want to see if I can talk to them about anything more, because I did talk about getting help. So
salutations. I hope to see you again soon.
She's not doing so good. She's not doing so good. Hold on, we need a backup generator. Where's the backup generator? Hey, where is the backup generator? Maybe I should have listened to it. Where's the backup generator? Come on, tell me.
Warning. Damage to power system detected. Start the emergency generator.
Okay, is it where this cord goes? I don't know. I don't think it's following that cord. It's the emergency generator. Could it be anywhere up here? Please tell me it's not on another floor. Gotta find the emergency generator to get this thing going, but I'm not really sure what that could be. I wonder if we could just run around. I mean, that couldn't hurt. No emergency generator. Imagine when you had told me earlier where it was. I wonder if it's outside. Oh, is it outside, I wonder? Could that be it? Could that be the emergency generator? I don't really know. I have a feeling that that's not the emergency generator. Oh, is that the emergency? Oh, mobile generator! Come on. Hold on, something's doing damage to us. Oh, it's the darkness. The darkness is doing damage to us? So I'm gonna become Don't Starve, I guess. Run. Run through. Can I talk to these people? Oh, I can talk to them. Find it. Oh, gosh, we're getting hurt. We can talk to them after I turn on the power. Oh, boy, we got hurt bad from that. We got a lot of people to talk to here, though. Let's just try to talk to everybody. Let's see. Not all the areas doing good, though. Find a stranger's name, touch a stranger. Ooh, we're getting killed. Ooh, we have to be careful. Let's use our medical kits, or actually we have so much stuff in our inventory. Consume a med kit and then throw that in there. I can talk to anyone who's in the light. I can talk to. Find out stranger's name. Nobody's letting me talk to them. Oh, shine. The stranger's voice is in a direction, and clearly as they watch you with fiery eyes, they don't utter another word. Wait, what would they say? Touch a stranger, the odd with pulsating. Okay, stranger lifts a dirty, emaciated arms, continues to writhe uncontrollably. Their fingers scrape at their name tag, preventing you from seeing their name. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on here. Oop, let's stay in the light. Preferably. Find the stranger's name. The human opens their mouth as if though trying to speak. Their palate and tongue are coated with tiny, sparkling particles. Touch the person. Okay, this is shine again. Let's just keep running. This is Blue Land Island of Salvation. Let's talk to him. Oh no. Oh, how about them? Are they doing any better? No. No one's doing any better, really. Oh my gosh, this looks kind of a lot like the one inside. But intact. Oh, no. Hold on. We don't know if we want to use it yet. Let's examine that metallic sphere that appears to be white hot. Is there anything else around it? I mean, I don't really see anything. That looks to be our only option. Sure, why not? We don't have an option other than
amber orange ball hovering above the scientific equipment connected to it seems to be the reason for what happened in Nashville. You can feel the waves of anomalous radiation emanating from it with your whole body. A pleasant tingling rolls through your skin, and each wave fills your head for a mere moment with strange, rapidly fading images.
We can fly by the seat of our pants and disconnect tubes from...
You move closer.
Fly by the seat of our pants, disconnect the tubes from the freezer, and strip the relic of wires and detectors, come what may. How about be satisfied with cursory examination, or scan the relic? How about that?
You aim your scanner at the artifact's glowing surface, but the device will not function. Only a sine curve is quivering spasmodically on the monochrome screen. You suddenly begin to feel numb. The prickling in your hands and the anomalous radiation pressing against your head grow weaker, but a frightening sensation rises in their stead. An unknown force detaches you from your body and takes you up into the cool, ringing silence. The maelstrom hanging above Nashville embraces you.
Uh-oh.
All of your consciousness unfolds like a giant canvas, hurling you into a dark auditorium. You see the maelstrom swirling over Nashville. Pulling you from the crumbling walls of the base, it lifts your mind above the world. It covers the lands of the dome like a gigantic spot, in the swirling shadow of which the lights of human consciousness flicker. Some of them fade away, barely in contact with the maelstrom. Others grow dimmer and blink painfully. Some glow with a strange, cold light. Gaining strength, the maelstrom, rushing westward, comes crashing down onto the southern lands of the dome, leaving behind hundreds of fluttering and slowly fading lights. After sweeping out Concord and Spire Station, the maelstrom finally calms down. It hangs in the very center of the dome, like a majestic, lazily swirling vortex, and your mind rushes about within it like a shining spark.
Oh no. Hold on. Gabriel, my colleague and longtime friend, calls it Halo eye phenomenon. He's convinced that the iris pattern which appears in the irradiated subjects is more like a change in pigmentation, which is a symptom, and I assure you is no way connected with the mental space phenomenon, a kind of zone of consciousness where people's minds are able to freely meet and connect. What? Yes, mental space phenomenon. It's my term. Speech from Gottfried Cole in May 1977.
It takes you some time to realize that you're wandering through a fog. Eventually, the dull, white nothingness begins to dissipate, slowly returning you to reality. A noise fills your ears, a rumble resembling the sound of waves rolling ashore. You step carefully through the white haze. Fragile bits of rock crackle under your feet. Vague shadows appear from the mist over your head. Breached concrete plate bristling with exposed armature. The dusty drill of an earth mover lying on its side. Yellowed documents, boxes. Crushed steel closets that tumbled down through gaps in the floor. The space beneath your feet resembles thick but perfectly transparent ice. A vortex of clouds spins slowly below, the lights still flickering. They're the same lights you saw when you first touched the sphere. The lights are actively moving, wandering, gathering. Iridescent, they form both small and large groups, and the desert far below changes, following their pattern. Settlements appear in the north, in the east, in the west, and even in the dull yellow barrens of the south. They grow right before your eyes, as if time were moving ahead at incredible speed.
Oh gosh, hold on. Oh, we got all the people here. Aaron Melville, Clara Morgan, Ginsburg. Let's talk to Clara Morgan.
Clara is surrounded with white light and mist, her hands clasped in prayer. She reminds you of an angel statue from some reformist church. Seeing you, her expression changes. She crosses herself, mumbling under her breath.
Get her to calm down. You're not a ghost.
She nods timidly.
Yes, I see. This, both you and this mist, it's all in my head.
She steps towards you and kneels.
I must repent.
I think she mistook what we were trying to say.
Voice trembles.
When Maelstrom broke, I didn't try to save anyone. I just got in the truck and drove away. I'm a terrible sinner. I know. I hope you're in heaven.
She raises a face distorted with suffering.
Tell her I don't know where we are. Okay.
Clara sighs heavily.
I see. Why are you appearing to me? Is this some sort of a sign? Do you know about signs? This is when...
Her voice suddenly becomes deep and thick. She drawls as if her words were being played from a corrupted tape. Clara's face alters subtly, as if it had turned to stone.
Abbott is very kind to me, but his faith is nothing I could get used to.
She says in a dull voice.
Let's talk to Aaron here.
There's no doubt. The funny, scruffy old man standing before you is Aaron Melville, the old man from the gas station. He also recognizes you. A smile wrinkles his already wrinkled face.
Ah, it's you. Long time no see, sweetheart.
Melville examines you closely.
Safe and sound, I see. How'd you pull that off? No one survived where you were heading. The only worst place is the center of the dome, where the spire... Well, you know.
The old man points vaguely upwards with his crooked finger.
You're aware, aren't you? The spire is fallen. Now the road's closed. As if folks would want to come here anyway. And here we stay like crabs in a barrel.
Oh gosh.
He thumps his timber leg on the ground, driving the mist away.
Don't think that I'm complaining. My business is on a roll. They come and they go.
Melville's face seems to petrify. He speaks slowly, but flounders anyway.
The gas station can be crowded nowadays. Everybody needs my gas station. Oh, folks went crazy, I tell you. Fighting over nothing.
The old man woefully shakes his head.
Alright, let's go over here.
Mind if I scan your armor?
Come on, don't be shy.
The orange raises his hand as if aiming an invisible gun at you. Whoa! He looks at us with an empty hand with a puzzle, at his empty hand with a puzzled expression. Ginsburg looks up and examines your face with a suspicious squint. Do I know you? Yes, I do. Oh no! I should have quit with this. Those glasses will fry your brains right quick. He points at his head with an awkward laugh. Ask where you are now, or ask what he's talking about. Ginsburg passes a hand before his face. Have you gone nuts, or is it just me? I've said that, I just said the glasses. The church sells this stuff. Church teleglasses. Huh. Electronic augmented reality device developed by the technologists of the Church of Maelstrom. What? Parishioners believe that such glasses enable them to see the world in its true beauty and communicate with the Maelstrom, which reveals the secrets of the dome. In broader sense, teleglasses refer to all devices projecting an image onto a screen before the user's eyes. Before the incident, many silvers owned such devices. He shakes his head. Or maybe it's not the glasses. I see all kinds of stuff since that day. People pay cash to just to speak to me. His face abruptly goes blank and his voice sounds dead and dull. Now everyone can escape from Nashville, and that means something, doesn't it? He says, gazing at your face with glassy eyes. Let's go to Ronald here.
Good day to you.
Steele's face, wise and confident and focused as ever, seems to be lit by the screen of an invisible computer. He looks up at you and a smile appears on his lips. You! Wow, this is amazing. This is amusing. I was certain you were dead. He walks up and touches you with his palm, but you feel nothing. Ronald looks disappointed. His uncertain gestures suggest he feels nothing, just like you. What was I hoping for, anyway? Steele looks at you and looks you in the eye. Do you know how unreal it was to survive and keep my sanity with all the psychic stress Maelstrom was generating? A lot of people lost their minds, and that was what we saw here, and what happened after at Ankara, on the west side of the dome. He looks at you in the eye. You know, I'm locked inside my head right now. From my perspective, it looks like the computer room where Luis locked me in. How ironic. Uh-oh. So now where do we go? We're just stuck alone.
A dazzling supernova-like flash sweeps across your view. The lights, frozen in the desert, start to move, and a cloudy funnel begins to slowly trail after them. The funnel spreads out under your feet. Flickering waves of lights drift northward, driven by the winds of a maelstrom. Not just a maelstrom. Maelstrom. Its shadow covers the west and south of the dome, as if it was extinguishing the lights scattered across the desert.
Oh, more people. Hold on. Let's talk to Martin here.
A gray-haired man, arms stiff at his sides, stands squinting short-sightedly into the mist. Kingsley is much shorter in person, and older. He notices you.
I never thought we'd meet again. I must thank you. Thanks to your report, I was able to start the evacuation in time.
Oh, that's good.
Martin comes closer.
It was good that we did report it.
You notice small changes in his uniform. Some of the insignia have been replaced by larger patches resembling military chevrons. Kingsley nods, as if anticipating your question.
Yes, the uniform is new, but the man is the same. Head of Magellan Base. I intended to resign after the incident, but Nakamura decided otherwise. I couldn't argue with her.
He surveys the thick mist around you.
One thing's certain. You're standing here. That means you're alive. Yes, I know what this is, partly.
He looks you in the eye and says,
Scientists on the emulator project have been telling us a lot about it. Not everything, of course. Even they don't know what it is.
Okay, that's hopeful.
Van Olden looks the same as he did during your first meeting. The same shiny glasses with thin rims, an arrogant expression, and a stopwatch clutched in his hands. He's examining a shred of mist hanging in the air. He's so involved in his research that he doesn't notice you at first. Meeting your eyes, the scientist instantly darts back. Then he comes up to you and begins to palpate your face, hands, and clothes. His fingers seem to sink in your face. Sebastian Van Olden screws up his lips scornfully.
Yes, of course. A thought form, like the pink mist, I suppose, or any other similar anomaly. As was to be expected.
Ask him if he still uses pink. Is not pink mist. Stopwatch, or ask him about the thought form and the pink mist, or tell him about Concord's electrical anomalies aren't the threat. The new employees should be prepared for. Ask about him at the top form. We're gonna go straight there.
The white winces.
Have you any grasp of the context? I'm talking about anomalies. The pink mist is obviously a term particular to this field. A thought form. Well, it's a derivative of this pink mist. Eyewitnesses often see people in it.
Sebastian smiles dreamily.
I see answers in it myself. Numerological sequences which... But you probably wouldn't understand.
The scientist loses all interest in you, steps aside, and continues to study the mist.
Alright, so let's go ahead. Let's run in here. Getting some crazy images coming up, like through.
You smell
swirling around.
quartz and sand tempered in the sun. But as you try to penetrate the dispersing mist, you can't see any desert. The world around you is full of pictures. They're floating around like visions in some crystal ball. A hall covered with carpets. A golden Cronus logo on the wall among wine-red banners. A power plant. A city filled with lights. Mercenaries, soldiers, armored vehicles moving through the cool wasteland in the night. The spire of a temple spire, its searchlight shining into the night sky. White corridors of research complexes. The visions fade one after another until only the last remains. The black silhouette of a strange building towering up from the lighter sand. This picture freezes before your eyes, as if giving sense to everything that came before.
Ooh, more people. Hold on. Tons of people. Let's see. One guy mentioned about these two got mentioned, so let's talk to these two.
You hear heels clicking. A dark figure appears out of the mist before you. It's a woman. You've never met her, but you feel as though you've seen her face 1,000 times. You even know the sound of her voice, although you have no idea where you could have heard it. She looks at you with surprise. Then she frowns pensively and steps closer. She stands so close you can see multicolored reflections in her bionic eye. After poking you to confirm your ethereal nature, she waves her hand left to right. Obviously, she's hoping to disperse you like mist.
Huh, how rude.
Naturally, she fails. The woman chuckles discontentedly and leaves. The clicking of her heels fades quickly away.
Alright, let's talk to Abbott.
A wizened old man, long and lean as a scarecrow, leans over to examine you with the curiosity of a vulture. His long, yellow-white robes fall down in waves and rustle quietly. His stony black eyes resemble those of a blind man, but their gaze is fixed on you.
Such remarkable technology.
He says in a low, well-modulated voice. This voice seems to belong to some other person. He smiles, a warm and kindly expression, wildly at odds with the menace in his eyes.
Name your price, and I'll buy your design. But be reasonable. Take time with your answer. Think it through.
You talking about the armor?
With the smile still fixed on his face, he steps back into the mist, never taking his eyes off you. The fuzzy mist, as if whisked with a mixer, looks like slowly dissolving clouds. A short, chubby little man in a camouflage cap and army shirt steps fussily out of the white. He clasps his hands behind his back and stops a few steps away, scanning you with his gaze. Vivid interest flashes in his eyes. He clears his throat.
I'm out of jokes about death. Or about Mr. Christ. I'm out of jokes about hallucinations. Although hallucinations under the dome aren't any joke, but an everyday reality.
I'm guessing he said this to other people who've shown up.
The man circles you. His glance bounces from your face to your uniform to your shoes and back.
But you are something else. So, let's see. A pre-war haircut, all-time uniform, clean and pressed. Shoes aren't worn out, just got them.
He recites with enthusiasm. He frees his plump palm and carefully touches you with one finger.
You are ethereal, but light-tight. You respond to my movements. You are not using an image that's familiar to me. You don't look like anyone I know. And your badge says...
He raises himself on tiptoes and fixes his eyes upon your badge.
The name. Of course. Of course. The name.
He flings his arms about and leaves without even saying goodbye. The mist seems to slam shut behind his back, like a pair of wing doors closing.
This is interesting. I wonder if I didn't talk to some people, whether they'd change interactions later on.
The fluctuant white slowly settles.
It could be kind of neat.
A man and a woman stand before you. The woman rolls her eyes discontentedly.
Are you serious? Tuesday, I tell you. Wednesday, I tell you. Thursday. How come I always repeat the same thing? I can't sleep without my pills. You're the man. You're responsible for me. The nightstand. The top drawer. There they are. Oh, my pills. Just say pills before we go to sleep. Is that so difficult, Johan?
She pushes him lightly on the shoulder. The man nods automatically, lost in thought. The woman clasps her hands in front of her chest. She's boiling with frustration.
I can't depend on you, can I? I haven't been able to relax in years because I have to control the situation for both of us. Johan! Hello! My pills! P-I-L-L-S!
It's funny, everyone else has been very focused on us when we've come into this situation. We're just like straight up walking and like, I guess we're like kind of ghostly walking through their house in the middle of an argument.
Her shouts break through the man's pondering. He comes to his senses and stares at you in surprise. Then he turns to face his companion.
Olivia, don't shout. Make a habit of putting your pills on your pillow. Anyway, this isn't about the pills.
Olivia falters and points her finger at you.
And what is this? Or who is this? Mind telling me, without the never-ending riddles, Johan. Just tell me.
Johan gives you an appraising look.
Is it Maelstrom? Abbott's trying out a new device? I don't know, darling. Now, be so kind to take these goddamn pills since you remembered. And if you must yell to it quietly, I have a migraine.
It's funny that everyone's so casual about the fact that we're just like ghostly appearing to them. That'd be very disappointing as a ghost. Just show up and everyone's like, whatever. not in the slightest surprise. Maybe one or two people, but for the most part, it seems that people are just unimpressed.
The woman flings her arms up fiercely and walks away into the mist. Johann lets her go ahead, then follows.
Okay, let's talk to Victoria Legrand.
An unfamiliar woman steps out of the mist and looks at you with the wandering eyes of a mad person. She's wearing a tall, crudely made tin crown painted with gold powder enamel. She smiles, although on her, this expression is more like an evil grin. She begins to prowl around you in a circle, wary eyes locked on your face. While circling around you, she steps into the mist and stops in place, a vague, distant silhouette.
Oh wow, they literally just walked around us. That's not spooky at all.
You see a short, dark-skinned man with a grim face. He's wearing a brightly colored turban. You take a step towards him, and he strides forward as if to block your way.
The ends justify the means, don't they? Have your scientists nothing better to do, Kimiko?
He asks, looking upward. The stranger raises his hand, forcing you to stop. He looks up again.
We have to be like the Soviet Union and Germany in the late 1930s. Mutual favors, mutual limits, parity. We've always worked on such terms.
I don't know if saying that I don't know if like that's like a way to win somebody over. Is suggesting that idea right there. I don't think that turned out so well for anybody.
As he finishes speaking, his lips stop. The man in the turban keeps standing there, a lean figure looking angrily upward.
Alright, let's run to the center here. Let's see if that will do anything. Powerless, incapable of fighting. We can't fight right now. They say Nashville was built on a launch pad for Maelstrom. This idea was quite popular today. With all the responsibility, I must state, this is nonsense. It is a typical bunker of equally typical design. All changes were dictated by ergonomics and logistics. And all these suggestions about it being part of some experiment, but this is sheer paranoia. No, Cronus did not know anything about Maelstrom, and speculation with the facts is absolutely inappropriate. From a radio statement by Ronald Brim, Secretary of Cronus. Okay. Oh! We won! I think. Well, if a fight is the last one standing, well, guess what? Who's still standing? It's us here. We're in stage 3 radiation sickness, though. That's something to keep in mind, though. Yeah. 1,000 radiation. We are one giant ball of radiation. If I step, I might die. I'm guessing because I was wearing those gloves, and I'm guessing time must have passed. Oh my gosh, must have been a lot of time to make us rad force consume. Oh my gosh, barely did anything. Consume. Oh boy. Oh gosh. Where is water? Consuming this package water. There you go. You don't need more than that. Okay. So we're alive. Everyone's gone though. I wonder if that means we can go back into Nashville. Let's check. Oh, it's collapsed in. Where do we go then? That was like the only way out, wasn't there? Unless maybe there's a new way. I guess I didn't try going forward. I didn't think there was something past. Would be lame to survive and then it turn out that like you end up trapped. That'd be a really oh, there we go. Hold on, light. Light at the end of the tunnel. Cannot do it with a servo shell equipped. Oh no, we're gonna have to ditch the servo shell. Well, you've been good to us, servo shell. Now let's go. Let's go through the rocks. We're probably tremendously overweight. The board of directors believes in the bright future of the C-12 facility. According to the calculations of the analytical department, the Rylock production at the facility will increase by 700% by 1979. It's obvious that by this moment, the Nashville base will no longer be able to satisfy the housing demand of all employees. So we are already building a modern residential complex for 3,800 people. The construction of the main building, a skyscraper with observation deck, is almost completed. The first apartments will be ready by the spring of 1976.
By the time you exit the cave, the desert is in deep darkness. Blue firefly lights are floating in the thick darkness. The dry, chilly air smells of cooling sand. When you look closer, you notice a tall, white structure nearby. The screen on your Kairos blinks. The system reports an error while trying to update the built-in atlas. When the maps reload, the icons are gone. Only a single marker indicating your location remains. Well, you're still near Nashville, at least judging by the coordinates.
Oh, there's a body. That's the first thing we come across. Okay. Probably should sneak. Because there are people up there. Sergeants. Look at this page. Do I want to like identify myself to people?
Prohibited. Employee currently deployed to the danger zone must leave. Encouraged to seek asylum. The city is far enough from... Our scientists and security specialists are closely monitoring the maelstrom phenomenon. Confidence in our new committee authorities. The problem will be solved as soon as is feasible.
Alright, let's see what's in this car. Rotate the tuning knob. Getting closer, hit the dashboard. Let's rotate the tuning knob. Rotate the controller. The emergency message is now coming through loud and clear. The radio chitters. Attention, this is not a drill. In an area affected by the Maelstrom Megalo anomaly, Scenario 6C is currently taking place. Remaining in the yellow sector is prohibited. Employees currently deployed to the danger zone must leave the area immediately, following standard evacuation protocol. The announcer's voice is briefly replaced with static, then resumes. All new committee citizens are encouraged to seek asylum. The city is far enough from the yellow sector to be considered safe under current conditions. A distant wailing of emergency sirens can be heard through the speakers. The announcer keeps talking. Don't panic. Our scientists and security specialists are closely monitoring the Maelstrom phenomenon. Any registered movement of psi fronts will be closely monitored. We urge you not to spread false rumors about the victims among the population. Maintain confidence in our new committee authorities. The problem will be solved as soon as feasible. Attention, this is not a drill. Hit the dashboard. Let's do that. The speakers fall silent for a moment, then begin to crackle and screw with double force. The text of the announcement is still barely audible in parts. Well, I mean, is there anything even over there that we can really get? I mean, there's people there, yes, but I don't think there's a place to go into, right? From my understanding, we got files of papers there. So what we could check around a little bit. We check around. We don't have to necessarily leave immediately. Wonder if all our food is good. Yeah, all our food's good. We are so overweight. Oh no, I actually enter. Nashville observation deck is no less entertaining. Besides, Interesting. Besides equipment housed here, ventilation ducts, weather sensors, radio communications array, the deck is something of a promotional project. Here at the height of 96 meters, binoculars have been installed, allowing one to view almost every part of the dome in clear detail. One might rightfully claim the East Point observation deck is much more comfortable, but only here can you feel the top of the world. Observation deck. Oh, okay. Elevator's out of order, so we can't feel like we're on the top of the world. Oh, hold on. We can climb. Oh, binoculars facing east. Binoculars point east. Its lens is shaded by a visor. Shimmer blue and yellow. Look through the binocular. These abounds in signs of civilization. You can see almost intact roads, rare trade caravans, and buildings piled into settlements. Closer to the north of the sector is a complex of large, squat buildings surrounded by a slum belt. If memory serves, the Magellan bunker is hidden there somewhere underground. Look at the Magellan base. How about that? Of course, it would be great if you could see the underground bunker from the observation platform, but alas, the modern binocular doesn't yet have that capability. Yet, you have to rely on imagination, visual memory, and old maps. However, you do manage to get a glimpse of a small parking lot surrounding a concrete fence. At the end of the site, you can see a stocky building with airtight doors. This must be Magellan. Take a closer look at the complex. This is definitely a city. The buildings look strictly functional and are crowded close together. Any kind of aesthetic has been sacrificed for durability, although the dome has its own standards. Take a closer look at the slums. The barracks and hut zones on the outskirts of the city look quite typical. You see crudely fashioned construction materials, smoke from open fires, some rags flailing on the wind. All is separated from the central settlement on a high wall and a sturdy gate. Okay, let's look over this way. We got pretty much every direction we want. But I do want to go up there just to say we got up there. Okay, this binocular, mounted on a rigid tripod, is pointing south in the central sector of the dome. Look into the binocular. It's hot in the south, and almost everything is drenched in sunlight. The red sands are covered with white spots. The binocular's lens flashes with merry flecks of light. Only after you focus do you understand that there's nothing merry about the view. There are bright pieces of spire everywhere on the dunes where it fell during the incident. One of the borders of the dunes, you see squat buildings, looking like roadside picnic cafe. Looks like roadside picnic cafe is still intact, though. Almost directly behind it rises a dark funnel-shaped silhouette of Maelstrom. You can see the ruins of Concord Station. Locate the familiar cafe. Amazingly, the roadside picnic seems to have prospered since the incident. You see new buildings, a cleared road, movement and lights in the windows. The place is at the very edge of the Maelstrom zone of influence, but neither the residents nor the guests seem to be concerned. Examine the ruins of the spire. When Maelstrom got unleashed, the spire broke down. The cyclopean structure collapsed, partly sliding down the dome to its foot, partly falling inward. Large pieces of the structure litter the sand dunes for miles around. Alright, look more closely at Concord. The dark, ominous mass of Maelstrom cloaks the field of view in this direction, but you can occasionally see structures through rare gaps. That's all that's left of Concord Station, partially demolished by the same Maelstrom, partially destroyed by the fallen debris of the spire. Point the lenses at Maelstrom. You refocus the binocular to capture Maelstrom in frame. The sight is overwhelming. Slowly, even lazily, it spins. Chains of greenish lightning periodically flashing across the surface. What can a man do against such power? Okay, let's run over here. Or crouch over. You stop near the binocular. Half erased inscription of the orange case reads Western Sector. Look into the binocular. The only highway west. The hot air rises from the white shimmering salt marshes, distorting the image. The light stripes barely visible against the background of white sand precisely delineate the contours of an object, something too rectangular to be part of the landscape. The C-12 object has to be somewhere there, or rather what's left of it. Look at the salt marshes. That's it. Snow is not uncommon in the desert. Polar latitudes and the high plateaus have no shortage of frozen water, but the sparkling white spots you see in the west are not snow. Salt marshes cover a significant portion of the sector, instantly disappearing behind barely visible border. Shining in the air above, perhaps there was once an inland salt lake there. Maybe some result of some kind of large-scale forefathers experiment. It's unknown. Zoom in on the mysterious stripe. At first, it seems like you're looking at a reflection of the salt marsh hanging in the hot air, but the object seems too accurate to be a mirage, too massive and cut out. It's difficult to say what it is. Objects in the west of the dome haven't been thoroughly studied, and plans to explore them have been postponed to the far future. Will people ever get there? Yeah, I see it right over. It's interesting. Locate the Nashville base. Calling the route to C-12 Nashville, you point the binoculars at its ruins. You can't see much from this vantage, but you are able to make out the neighborhood and even the parking lot. Examine the parking lot. Fragments of concrete and rock cover the parking spaces, turrets and security booths, and disabled abandoned trucks, all crumpled, torn to shreds, and scattered to the asphalt, or on the asphalt, which is beginning to grow over. Look at the surrounding area. There are abandoned cars and minivans outside the parking lot and cargo area, and along the road leading to Nashville base. Looks like curiosity brought a lot of people there after the incident and destroyed them. Stop looking in Nashville. There we go. However, in addition to the object destroyed by the Maelstrom and abandoned, you spy some other points of interest. Okay. Let's go over here. Still got this one, and then we want to get on top of here. I think that we're done with all this looking around. All this recon. Judging by the worn-out pads on the eyepieces, a stationary binocular pointing to the north of the dome is quite popular. Look into the binocular. The observation platform is located in the northern sector. Its borders, as well as closer areas, are clearly visible through the binocular. Judging by the complex road junction nearby, there was once a major settlement there. Behind the ruins, a smooth, long arc rises from the sand. Looks like a creation of human hands. Look more closely at the road junction. Yeah. A couple years ago, you would have been scurrying around. You would have seen scurrying around workers, asphalt pavers, and road rollers. The junction would have been part of a newly developed infrastructure in the northern sector, but now the spires collapsed and distributes no cargo. No one needs a modern city with cargo terminal. Getting tongue-tied. Storage facilities and wide roads in these parts anymore. Okay, focus on the arc. At first you think it looks like a small mountain range. The regular squat dune emerges from the sand and stretches along the horizon, sometimes hiding behind the cliffs and hills. But after refocusing on the binoculars, you see the structure on the surface. Fragments repeating in a strange but perceptible pattern are either object or construction details. Try to look at the dome. Somewhere in the sands of the northern sector, far beyond the arc overlooking the dunes, you can see the border of the dome is glimmering. Is barely visible behind the shimmering of the warm air, but you know for certain it's there, and it will never let you out. Ooh, had to end off on a spooky note. I think we looked through this one already, right? We already looked east. I'm gonna just double check. Yeah. Oop, hold on. I want to go back up here. Woohoo! We're at the top of the world. Let's sit down at the top of the world here. Ooh, that's cool. Can I walk on there? No. Don't really think there's any reason. Oh, there's an old box here. Okay. Good thing I pressed that button. It's locked. Oh, we had no way of getting it open. That's a shame. Kind of a neat supply barrel over here. Just water. And then we got an old, well, hold on, not old box. We got a big box over here, which again, I guess we have no way of opening. Another shame, but that's okay. Actually, hold on. How we're doing on? Let's go over there. We're actually getting pretty close, so I might leave it off there and see which direction you guys think I should go. I mean, I think we'll all work together in coming up with an opinion. If you have any suggestions, just let me know. But it'd be fun to kind of see what suggestions there are about what plan we want to do, about where we're going. So, talk to you guys later. Have a great one. See you all later. We're just going to cut off a little early because we have some major decisions coming up, and I don't want to jump straight into something. I'd rather start an episode off with a major decision than end it off with one. So, see you guys later. Have a great one. All right, bye.